This is Appalling News, your most trusted source for fake real news. I'm Paul Chatto. We are on fire with global conflict. Our streets are filled with almost daily marches by communists demanding the destruction of Western civilization. And so, of course, we are leading with this story. Man farts near lesbian in store aisle.
It's fresh because it just happened. But my wife and I just went to the grocery store right by our house, just to buy like junk food and stuff, because we're really tired. Just wanted some sweet treats. And we were walking down an aisle, and there were like two guys that walked up next to us. Peyton walked away. My wife walked away for just a second. And they were snickering to to themselves or something. And I didn't really think much of it. So I'm just looking at the candy aisle trying to decide what candy I want. And he walks by and gets inches from me and just rips one, farts this far from me. That's disgusting to say. I can't even believe I'm having to say this, but he did. And I follow after him, and I was like, is there a reason? You were just so disrespectful to me. I've never felt so dehumanized.
Not only did he fart on her, when she confronted him, he said, just walk away, bitch.
And he goes, yeah, just get out of here, bitch. And then he goes, bitch, with both of his hands up here. Security guard went and talked to him, came back, and they all just kind of looked at us and was like, well, can't y'all just leave?
We don't know where to begin. First of all, you will have noticed that this insecure individual needed to introduce her wife several times. This is a new trend with the introduction of rainbow inclusivity, where such things confer intersectional points onto the complainant. She is on a higher echelon due to her pride proximity. She was hunting for some sweets when two brutes allegedly snickered to themselves in her vicinity. We know snickering in public is a crime in California. Of course, she immediately assumed it was directed towards her because she is afflicted with microaggression gaydar, a debilitating leftist illness. One of the chortling chaps interrupted his joviality long enough to accost her by squeezing out a reverberant sampling of anal gases. Was this cutting of the cheese a political comment on the endless corporate supplication to the rainbow Nazis? We don't know. To be able to control such bodily functions until such time as it is appropriate to elicit the greatest amount of hilarity is a capability unique to men. We recall one time while shopping in our local supermarket with the wife that we let fly a supremely silent but deadly noxious event, vacated the area, and watched shoppers pass the wife only to catch a whiff of the toxic cloud, grimace accordingly, and stare aghast in the direction of said wife. Needless to say, she was not happy. Perhaps we shouldn't have exclaimed, "Oh, honey." We do agree that the verbal abuse from the petarderer was inappropriate, but the woman who has confirmed that she is married to another woman had no need to go after the flatulence foister. What we have here is a supremely self-important, insufferable person who, by her own admission, decided that escalation was the best option. She would have been better off to just pick up her candy bar and go, though we're certain she wouldn't have picked Almond Joy because she doesn't like handling nuts. While Appalling News will never suggest how you should live your life, especially if you are not harming others, we are curious about the trend to even larger septum rings. The small, almost innocuous snot catchers became popular around the same time as the job hunt-enhancing sleeve tattoos. But we don't understand the trend to larger booger barriers. Yes, people choose to wear larger septum rings for self-expression, personal style, and challenging the societal norms. Back in the 70s, we grew our hair long and wore torn jeans. That was enough to get our mother to scream at us. Septum piercings with rings or objects inserted through the cartilage wall have a long history with origins in various ancient civilizations and cultures such as the Aztecs, Mayans, and Incas, as well as in various Native American Aboriginal communities and aimless Gen Yers, including Willow Smith. But is bigger better? Large septum rings can pose increased risk of infection, allergic reactions to the jewelry, septal hematoma, scarring, and even the loss of your nose if you're too near a merry-go-round. There is also the issue of job prospects. As predicted, job candidates with piercings were seen as much less employable than their unpierced counterparts, except for Starlink reception testing, grenade makers, and hammock manufacturers, but they only hire in pairs. We have no idea who finds this attractive, but then again, we thought this was hot back in the day. This is Appalling News, and that's the way it is.